Well, condolences do continue to pour in after the passing of Namibian President Hage Geingob. The 82-year-old was the third president of Namibia since 2015. He was a former veteran of SWAPO who participated in the struggle to liberate Namibia. And for more on this, we have Dr Criselda Kananda, a council member of Africa Reach. Dr Criselda, thank you so much for your time. Look, sad news today. In your personal account, how will you describe the late President Hage Geingob?
It truly is sad, and thank you very much for this opportunity to celebrate what many regard as a giant, a towering leader, a vibrant, exciting, and South Africa is joining the many people across the world, especially the Namibian people and his family, in passing our condolences. And many of us would remember him as both a man whose literal and figurative stature was just towering. And above all, he exemplified the essence of a president dedicated to his people. And I think this comes across in many activities that he's engaged in. You would see him in various sporting and cultural activities. He would be even attending local jazz festivals to endorse homegrown talent. And those are the many things that, Namibians would remember him for. And as a leader, he has a very rich history of just being a servant when he's called upon. And any position that he has touched, he's touched with excellence. And that's what many people across the world are remembering.
Doctor, you have been working with the First Lady, Madam Geingob, and she's also a leader on her own right. Take us through the support the organization has received from President Geingob.
When they say that behind every successful man is a powerful woman, for me, this couple represented and resembled that indeed. That Madame Geingob did not occupy the position just for the perks, but recognize the responsibility that comes with occupying such an office. I serve with her in the Africa Reach Leadership Council. She's our chairperson. And this is an advocacy for children not to be born HIV positive so many years later. We've known HIV so many years, and now it's inexplicable that we still have children born with HIV, and that's one of a very passionate projects. And also the fact that she also leads sexual and reproductive health rights, focusing mostly on young children. We met through the Organization of First Ladies for Development, WAFLAD, where she is currently the chairperson. And one of my wishes, personal wishes, is that all this great work does not go unnoticed. As you know, with any regime change, we often just shift from what is currently working for the world to just suit individuals. And I hope that Namibian people and Africans at large will recognize the role that she had played and allow her to continue serving.
And speaking of health matters, Doctor, many people have actually commended him for being very transparent on his health challenges. So how does this help in relation to addressing the stigma, particularly concerning cancer?
His disclosing whatever status, for me, was just a gain on many of us as activists that have tried to remove stigma on HIV, on TB, and many other ills. And when a president, a man of his stature, stands up and say, this is what this is what I'm challenged by. For me, it gives permission to a person who's challenged by that condition, believing that they would be stigmatized if they were to just speak up for help. And many have recommended him or commended him for being transparent. And for us as people on the ground, as activists, it truly is a gain that a leader stood up and said, I'm struggling with this condition, and thus encouraging others to speak openly. As we know that conditions like cancer across Africa would be associated with witchcraft. And in other parts of the world, I mean, people just access treatment. But as Africans, we're still yet to connect to understanding some of the diseases that are associated with cancer and regard them as just that and not just witchcraft. And indeed, we continue to commend him for his role that he has played, his leadership in especially in eradicating stigma throughout the world.
Doctor, thank you so much for that. Dr. Criselda Kananda, the council member at Africa Reach, on the passing of Namibian President Hage Geingob.